think just about everything is working right. Yes, looks like it. Hello everybody, welcome back. Frigid here as always. And continuing on with Limbus Company. Yes, I bought the pass. Huh. That's odd. I thought it was supposed to reset at 4 o'clock. And as you can see, yeah, just after 4 o'clock, so I don't know why it hasn't reset there. Whatever. Intrude! Yeah, man. My day job wasn't any more grueling than usual, and yet for some odd reason my feet and ankles hurt a bit more than typical. What the heck did I do? Alright. Okay, slash, pierce, sloth, and pride. Okay. Interesting. Well, physical damage types don't resonate with each other. Wait, I thought I picked him already. They don't resonate with each other quite like the sin damage types do. I have no idea what she just said. I barely know any Japanese. I do not know any Korean. What's up with all those ribbons? Come to think of it, there's a family at church by the name of Ribbons. Okay, so how come it doesn't work for those two? Because it probably has to be higher, that's why. Make some riches. Gotta be sure to pronounce that right.
행동을 개시합니다.
Come on, Otis, put your back into it. Just like All Might did. Uh-oh. I could say the same to you, Faust. Crap. Wait, what? Strips of pink ribbon float this way. Gain 2 fragile and 10 bind this turn. Also gain a skill slot and change behavior? I don't like the sound of that. What's that about? Oh. Urge. Yeah. Hmm. When attacked by skills that trigger tremor burst, reach the stagger threshold by the effect's potency. Okay. Hmm. That stinks.
완벽한 거리다. 여행에는 목적이 있었지.
내 팔은 뼈에 있었어. 교정대로
Take no prisoners. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Finish him off. Gotta make sure he gets finished off too.
개시합니다.
나의 승리다.
깔끔하게 물었군.
꺼냈다. 맛있는 거 준비해줘,
예.
단테.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's abnormalities, so it turns back to that egg thingy.
계속 서늘해지는 것 같아.
Feels like it's getting colder and colder.
왜 점점
What's up with all this ice around?
이상 현상이 잦아질수록 긍정적인 신호라고 생각하는 게
Increasing the frequency of anomalies should ideally be strong, positive reflections.
불렀어.
Did you call?
지금 그거
Hope that wasn't your attempt at a joke. Thanks to you, I'm feeling even colder. Putting aside Ishmael's grievance, I thought about what Faust had said. Because that means we're getting close to the Golden Bough, right? It was a pretty solid answer if I do say so myself. Yeah, sure. But Faust's reply was discouragingly dull. At least that's how I heard it. Oh, that doesn't look good. Yeah, let's stick with that. Nutty? Last time I saw something like that, it was with like the I think it's like with the ruins of Xanarkand. I think it was like right around the entrance to it in Final Fantasy X. Okay. It was Bash and Pierce. And it was envy and what was it? Envy and gloom. Gluttony and gloom. My bad. Oh. Yeah, that should do it. Fire off? Bursting gloom, that doesn't sound good.
완벽한 거리.
That is a big meat tenderizer he's got.
적을 난파시.
Just to be sure.
적을 난파시켰습니다.
빛이 끊이지. 요정대로.
Okay. Okay, now it's just bash. Alright. Well, she wasn't very good at dishing that out.
삶을 깨치기 위함이라.
Shivering miner's slave. Beak peck. What beak? Oh, must be referring to that.
사냥 시작. 아름답진 않네.
Actually, they got in some free hits, but doesn't matter much when the two of them are down. Now. Oh, that works better.
아이는 고통스러운 법.
Uh-oh.
꺼냈다. 맛있는 거 준비해줘, 산테.
Alright, so Sloth and Wrath. Plus Bash.
실력 없으면 따라오지 마세요.
Man.
방해되거든요.
Hang on. They only have one leg. And it's a chicken leg.
전략이네요. 가보죠.
Uh-oh. Not good.
행동을 개시합니다.
얘는 처리했고
Need to build up more envy. Ice castle where neighbors lie. Gee, I wonder what that place might be. Wait, what's the physical element again? Bash, okay. Bash, strike, whichever. Yeah.
규정이라면 따르겠습니다.
Probably afford to turn the fan off. Yeah, that's a really nice ice sculpture. Before stood a monumental castle of ice, with frozen pillars that seemed unbreakable. Well, if it's blue ice, yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard to break. And there stood a person. A man with highly hair clear as ice, waiting for us. How the heck did he get down here and ahead of us?
나는 가끔 머릿속이 복잡해질 때마다 이곳으로 오곤 했어. 비록 네가 좋아하는 안락 의자나 위스키는 없지만.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. How did he get down here repeatedly? I came here often whenever I felt the need to clear my thoughts, even though there's no rocking chairs or whiskey if you or whiskey you like.
여기는 외투를 아무리 단단히 여며봐도 추위가 뚫고 들어와.
The chill dominating this place pierces even the thickest coat. It helps me restore a lucid mind. While the rest of us were frozen stiff, stuck watching Rodya, I made a slow step forward to face him.
먼저 와 있을 줄은 몰랐는데 말이야.
Didn't expect you to be here first.
나와 대원들은 일찌감치 이곳으로 통하는 지름길을 알고 있었어.
My men and I knew of a shortcut leading here.
이 지역의 부정한 것들을
It is
통해서
something we
얻어낸
learned through the
지식이지.
local ruffians, all in search of the whereabouts of a buried great power, waiting to be used for the greater good.
하지만 이
Alas, this
황금 묻혀 있는 공간에
area surrounding the Golden Bough was as far as we could go.
어찌할
We
방법이
didn't see any way to get closer.
25구에 박혀 있을 줄만 알았는데
그따위 조직 범죄단 같은 수법이나 쓸 거면 계속 박혀 있는 게 좋았을 것 같네.
Thought you'd never leave in District 25, but seeing you now resorting to the tactics gangsters would use, maybe you should have stayed a country boy.
소냐, 네 덕에 죄 없는 상인들도 전부 돈을 빼앗기고 있었어.
Sonia, your lackeys have been taking from shopkeepers who weren't even rich to begin with.
그거 알아, 로저?
Did you know, Rodya? This was little more than a somewhat eccentric hollow with frosty walls.
기묘한 장소에 불과했어. 하지만 이것 봐.
Yet look at this.
지금은
Now there's a giant castle and thick columns of ice.
뒤덮인 곳이 되었네. 네가 막
This change happened the instant you walked in.
마치
You sound like you figured this would happen on my arrival. How'd you know?
정보의 출처는 여러 가지가
I have
있지만
many sources, but that's none of your
네가
business,
알 필요는
Rodya.
없어. 로저.
애초에 나 때문이라고 어떻게 단언하지?
What makes you so sure that I made this happen in the first place? I'm not some kind of backstreets witch or anything.
어려울 것 없어. 그저
It's not hard at all to figure out.
잠든 이들의
Observing
얼굴.
those faces encased in ice says enough.
이것 봐.
Take a
네가
peek.
사랑했던
They're ones you loved yet looked down on, are they not?
25만 원.
250,000 on.
이게 고작 그 정도 값이라고요?
That's all it's worth?
말도 안 돼요.
It's not possible.
그러니까 말이 되지 않나?
You said precisely why though. Why though? Its age, its age is showing in all the scratches and lack of polish.
사실 다른 곳에서
To be frank,
20만 원
others would pay any more than 200,000 for this.
나머지는
And the rest? All worthless garbage.
이로써 뱉어야 할
That makes the taxes you owe 400,000 on in total.
왜 가난한 자들은 일할수록 더 가난해지기만 할까?
Why did the poor only grow poorer the harder they work?
진짜 어이없지.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
전당포
All
주인의
stacks of
동부에
cash
돈이
piled up in the
쌓여가 있어.
pawnbroker's vault.
우리 이웃들은
Our neighborhood was being wrung
소비자
dry.
저울질 당하며
Heirlooms weighed for what little monetary value they had.
소냐는 항상 어려운 말을 섞어 쓰면서 사람들을 끌어모았고
Sonia rallied people delivering speeches using big words.
그들의 아래에
They organized a group under the name of the Eurodivier.
처음엔 괜찮았어.
It went okay at first. Even the thickest folks were inspired by Sonia's words to help the impoverished in the back
뒷골목의
streets.
어려운 자들을 돕곤 했으니까. 하지만
But
소냐는
Sonia still had a dissatisfied expression.
결국 유로집이는
Ultimately, the Eurodivier worked into an organization that cared more for debating about how best to change the streets of the nest, rather than going out to help those in need.
그래서 나는 그들을
That's why I left them.
탁상 공론 가지고는
Being an armchair revolution wasn't going to feed our starving
먹여 살릴
neighbors.
순 없으니까.
하지만 내가 누누이 말했잖아. 우리는 때를 기다려야 한다고.
Flashbacks aren't supposed to talk back to the person having them. But I told you time and time again, Rodya, that we must wait for the right moment.
소냐, 미안한데 그때라는 건
Sonia, I'm sorry, but that moment you kept talking about,
유로집이의 막내.
it didn't come when the Eurodivier's youngest. Little Ivan had to sate his hunger with food from the garbage,
기도가 막혀서 죽은
nor did he
다음에도
drive after he suffocated to
찾아오지
death.
않았어.
큰 일을 위해선 더 큰 힘과 더 자세한 정책이 필요해. 부의 재분배를 위해서 말이야.
To achieve a monumental task, well-thought policies and a great power to carry them are required, all to make the redistribution of wealth happen.
그리고 그런 방향으로 나아가기 위해서는 사사로운 잡음은 생기기 마련이지.
That's surprising. People that tend to talk often that sort of thing tend to care little for the sort of struggles or hardship that they bring upon others,
사사로워?
let alone the most
우리는
vulnerable.
원래 사사로운 자들을 돕기 위해서 시작했어.
That's mine issue. The whole thing was personal. We started this to help others.
네가 하고 있던 일들은
What you and the Euro and TVA were doing wasn't what I'd hoped for.
내가
그래서 직접
Is that why you
나서기로
decided to
결심한
take
거야?
matters to your own hands?
당연하지. 우리
Absolutely.
마을에 필요했던 건
What our town needed
언제 올지 모르는
wasn't an empty
그때만
promise telling people to sit on their hands for who knows when,
눈앞에 놓인 도끼를 망설임 없이
but someone who wouldn't
들어줄 수 있는
hesitate to pick up the axe.
그날도
I bet most of my neighbors have been starving for 4 nights straight that day.
그런데도 바람은 봐주는 일 없이 날카로웠고.
Yet the biting wind kept hounding without mercy, clawing at the chapped skin of the famished peasants.
나는 우리 이웃들이
I happen to know whose safe kept more than enough money to treat my neighbors to a feast for days and still be just as full.
그래서 어떻게 했어?
So what did you do?
잠깐만. 나 이거 그만하면 안 돼?
Give me a sec. Can't I pull out of this now?
이곳은 황금 가지가 공명하면서 너를
This
위해
is a confessional created for you as a result of the golden bough resonating with your psyche.
그리고 고의 실은
Moreover, a confessional's purpose is to lead a sinner to the path of penance.
불쌍한 로지원 녀석. 네가 대단한 구원자라도 되는 줄 착각하나 본데.
Huh. Okay, I don't know why it was... why the audio was garbled there. Don't know enough about the language to have the slightest idea what it said. And I have no idea why the heck it's just a bunch of dots there.
그 노파가 마지막에 마음을 고쳐먹기라도 했더라면.
If only that old woman had changed her mind before it came to an end.
하지만 로자
But Rhodia
평생을 이웃에게
must have
숫탄만
known that a
있을 줄
terminal
알았던
leech upon her neighbors would never turn over a new leaf.
갑자기 모든 걸 포용하며
You know,
자신의
she
돈을
wasn't the kind of
내놓은
person
사람이
who'd
아니라
only give up that life to turn into a generous philanthropist.
알았더라면
You wouldn't have knocked on her door with an axe in hand otherwise.
불쌍한 로지원 녀석. 네가 대단한 구원자라도 되는 줄 착각하나 본데.
The other thing to keep in mind is that, as much as she may have been a wicked tax collector, taking that approach would not accomplish anything. Because, at the very best, there would just end up being another tax collector to replace her. Poor Rodian dear, you seem to be under the delusion that you're some sort of savior.
그렇게 당당하게 내
Demanding my
돈을
money so
요구해도
brazenly to my face won't
달라지는
change
건 없네.
anything.
너희도
You vermin are no different from the
뒷골목
paupers of the
비렁뱅이와
back
다를
streets.
버릇이 될 뿐이지.
그래. 그녀의 머리를 가른
That's
건 나야.
right. I'm the one who put an axe through her head.
황금 거위의 배를 가르듯 노파의 두개골을 깨끗하게 갈라내었지.
Like cutting open the belly of the goose that laid golden eggs, I chopped that hag's skull.
결국 누군가는 했어야 할 일이었어.
Someone had to do it. Am I wrong?
황금 거위는 스스로의
Unlike the
욕심에
foolish
의해
cottager in the fable who gave in to
얼간이
greed and
이루어진
lost out to become richer. Lost out on becoming richer.
우리는 그녀의 뇌를
We were
파먹어도
overcome with hunger and misery and could have
구원자들이었으니까.
gladly eaten out her brains.
그리고 그 배에는
And her belly was full of golden eggs, like that of the goose.
그래 그
Yes.
노파는
The lady was killed was
마땅한
you killed was a tax collector wielding considerable authority in District 25.
하지만
What
그녀가
gave her
그렇게
so much
활기를
power
쥐고 다닐 수 있었던 건
was her
그녀의
sibling
동생
status as a member of the
중재의
Ooh, shit. Was her sibling status as a member of the middle.
나는 굶어 죽어가는 이웃들을 위해 도끼를 휘둘렀어. 그게 잘못됐어?
I struck her down to save my dying neighbors. Is that so wrong? Well, considering the middle's big shtick, yes.
아니 너는 스스로를 위해 휘두른 거야
No, you held that axe for your own good.
네가 그저 평범한 사람에
You couldn't stand the
불과하지
fact that you weren't
않다는
anyone
사실을 견딜 수가
special.
없었던 거지. 알고 있어?
Did you know?
중지는
The middle
자신의 식구를
never
건든
lets
자들을
anyone who
절대
touches their
잊지 않아.
family go unpunished.
그들은 누가
They
했느냐가
aren't too
중요한 게
interested in
아니야.
finding who exactly did it.
자신들을 건들면 어떻게 되는지가
Rather, they
더
like to
중요한
demonstrate
거지.
clearly what happens to the poor fools that dare disturb them.
처음으로 질 좋은 부위에 고기를 씹고 있던 뒷골목 주민들의 기쁨은 그대로 시체가 되어 탑처럼 쌓였지.
The backstreet residents who tasted the joy of quality meat for the first time in their lives soon made towering cadaverous pillars out on the roads.
카지노 밖에 쌓여
Not much different from
그
the
잔의 탑처럼 말이야.
from the car pagodas outside the casino.
네가 그냥 입으로
I'm well aware of how much pain and guilt you've been burdened with ever since then.
나날을 보냈는지 스스로가 황금 거위를 가른 얼간이와
Living with the
다르다고
realization that you weren't
깨달은
really so
이유가
different from the foolish cottager after all.
그날 이후로 그 어떤 것도
Since
더
that
이상
day,
온전한 내 것으로
nothing I
느껴지지
held
않았어.
truly felt like it was mine.
모두
All because of me.
다 괜찮아 로즈야.
It's all fine, Froja.
난 말이야
For you see, Rodya,
세상을 바꾸기
to
위해
change the
수천권의
world,
책을,
I perused hundreds of books and thousands of documents,
도시 곳곳에서
and I met
사람들과
various people all around the city.
지배 계급의 착취,
Picturing a world where the oppressed can escape from the exploitative dominion of the ruling class and find liberation in the truest sense. Liberation in the truest sense. So you mean like by becoming oppressors themselves? That's always what that kind of revolution always ends up being.
그 세상을 만들기 위해서 말이야.
To make that world a reality.
하지만 정답은
However,
바꾸는
the
것에
answer
있지
didn't
않았어.
lie in changing what was already
이미
there.
잘못 써내려간
Once a
페이지,
page of history is written,
영영
there's no way to go
되돌릴 수 없어.
back and revise it.
잘 봐. 이게
Look,
너와 내가 도달할 수 있는
This is the
세상.
world we can reach.
네가 공명한 황금가지를
A
통해
world that can be
만들어갈 수
created using the golden bow with which you
그런
resonated.
세상. 지상에서는 배골른이 하나 없기를.
May there be no one upon this earth suffering from starvation.
정신적이며 지적인
May every
쾌락을
individual
추구할 수
enjoy
있는
the right to
권리가
pursue
누구에게나 있기를.
psychological and intellectual delights.
나와 함께한다면 그 세상을 너에게 선물로 줄게.
Yeah, the fundamental flaw with such, he's talking about either like socialist or communist ideas. The fundamental flaw with socialism is human nature. If human nature is such that socialism could work, there would be no need for it. It's that simple. You wouldn't need to set up some sort of system to redistribute everything. People would just, if human nature is such that it could work, people would just give of their own substance to others. Join hands with me. I'll give you that world as a gift.
마치
As if nothing up to this point had ever happened at all.
것처럼.
누가 이해할 수 있을까?
I feel nobody else would understand.
잠깐뿐이었지만
Even a glimpse of that
맛보았던
world
그
felt so
순간은
dreamlike.
잠시 눈에 담았을
I wanted to
뿐이었지만
etch that mesmerizing instant into my
잠시도
memory.
그 꿈이라면 다시는
If
깨어나지
this was a
않게.
dream, I'd even wish it. I'd even wish I was part of it, so that I would never have to leave it.
그럼에도
And yet,
미안. 그래도 난
sorry,
거절할래.
I'm still turning down your offer.
왜일까?
How to put it?
아직 나는
I don't want to bathe in warmth just yet. I feel I gotta be in this cold a bit longer.
언제쯤 따뜻해져도 될지.
I think I'll stay this way until I find my answer to the question of when I'll be okay to warm myself.
그리고 소냐,
And also, Sonia,
너 내가
you knew my
성질
temper would get the
못
best of me and get me to kill her, didn't you?
로자, 넌 이해하기 어렵겠지. 내겐
Well, yeah,
필요가
this will
없어.
probably elude you, but you don't have the mark.
너가 가지고 있을 거라고 기대를
I came here
하고
hoping to
왔지만
see you possess it, but I'm seeing it on a few of your friends instead. What mark?
표지? 그게 무슨?
The mark? What do you...
더군다나 넌
Besides,
표지를 볼 수
you
있지
can't
않아.
see the mark either.
그 말인
In other words, you don't have what it takes to be a leader.
요즘엔 나는 달라.
But I'm different.
그러니까
So, to
더
make a
나은
better
세상을
world,
위해선
그래. 넌 책이 잔뜩 쌓여있던 탁자 위에서도 비슷한 말을
Yeah,
했던 것 같아.
I think I remember hearing you say something like that while I guess it's supposed to be while you sat at a desk buried in books.
그래서 나는
That's why I can't
너와
join you.
함께할 수 없어. 탁자 위에서
I still
나오는
believe
말.
that it's not big words behind
역시
closed
인생을
doors that feed your
배분할 수
neighbors.
없습니다. 너도 알겠지만
Oh, hello, uncaffeinated one. As I'm sure you've learned by now,
만나니 새끼가 어떻게
there's no way a
생긴
rowdy
것들을
rascal like me
보겠냐?
would fit under such some dweeb's leadership, right?
황금가지는 저 성 안에 있어.
The golden bow is inside the castle, Voja.
무사히
Hope you'll be able to find what you seek. We walked past Sonia and then made our way to the icy castle he indicated. So close to binary suppression again. Oh. Yeah, part of that read, at least the lower part said, abandon all hope, ye who enter, or was it just abandon all hope? The full line is abandon all hope, ye who enter here. It's written on the gates of hell in Dante's Inferno. Okay, yeah, Pride. That was the other one. I was gonna brain fart as to the other element they were weak against. That'll work. Anyway, what you think of my boy Gregor?
적을 난파시켰습니다.
I looked into what was it? Metamorphosis by Kafka a bit. So, kind of the whole thing with Gregor in the book, having become a vermin. The book does not specifically say a cockroach or even a bug for that matter, just a vermin. It's because of the fact that he kind of felt like he'd been treated like vermin. And, well, kind of seen as vermin, as though he's kind of worthless by how he's treated by his family and his job and all of that. And, I guess you could say it's kind of a really dark case of mind over matter, or body, I guess, that caused him to just wake up one day as, oh dear, what the castle trembles intensely as frosty rubble falls around us from above. Wait, if this keeps up. A foreboding idea flashes in my head. The ticking of my clock was like a reminder of how much time we had left. Outside now! We evacuated from it in a hurry.
지금 제가 잘못 보고 있는 건 아니죠?
Almost sounded like Mung there.
성이 무너지는 것이 아니라
The
마치
castle isn't falling apart. It's like,
네, 확실히 일어서고 있네요.
indeed, it's most certainly rising to its feet.
뒤돌아보지 마. 그냥 달리라고.
Don't look back, just run! Whew, yeah, we ran quite a bit, but what now? Footfalls, not of a human, rather slow and heavy.
그냥
You could just say that something mammoth is after us! May have served better. Dante, our job here's done,
여길 나가자.
so we could just book it, cool? Give me a second, I never considered what to do after getting down here.
진짜 지금 그딴 게 문제야?
Oh, really? Does this look like the time for dopey plans? The bus. Where's the bus? Stop the up and useless rubbish! You're running the hell away!
처음으로 논리적인 말을
That might be the first logical statement I've heard leave your mouth, Heathcliff. I'm smashing his skull to pieces later. It's Baba Yaga's chicken-legged castle. Anyway, as I was saying, in a similar manner, Gregor was apparently treated more or less like vermin. That'll work. There we go. Well, either by the other people that served in the Smoke War, or by Herman? Was that her name? Baba Yaga's coming. Clear the way or face certain death. Oh boy.
행동을 개시합니다.
Oh, come on!
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠. 그 자식은 아직 살아있을 거야.
Oh, caught a real lunker! Finished Kanto 4 last night, and dear God, it's depressing. Yeah, I know it was gonna be sad. Hello there, Raise a Lux.
모든 결과들은
It's
하우스가
Kanto 4. I'm trying to remember what that one was. Ah, that was the one with Yi Sang. Oh, you mean what I yelled when Ishmael used her ego? I said, "Whoa, caught a real lunker." Something that a person might say if they've caught a big fish.
좋은 전략이네요. 잘하는군요.
Oh. Yeah, lunker, not lurker. Yep. Okay, yeah, I would need more gloom. Oh, wait. I'm pretty sure this one hits multiple enemies. It's a lot of spammability.
무슨 일인가요, 관리자님?
What level are they? 15. And her level is 17. Crap! Not a whole lot of power behind that one. This ain't good. Try to focus fire some of these.
행동을 개시합니다.
staggered. I believe I've taken down 2. Yep.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고. 이건 예상 못했나봐.
Still more waves to go.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
Oh, come on!
깔끔하게 물었군.
당연한 결과죠.
Put your freaking back into it! What's his name again?
왜? 이놈이 아니야? 그럴 리 없는데.
Heathcliff. Okay. Yeah, put your back into it, Heathcliff! So just the 2, huh? It's worth noting Baba Yaga isn't necessarily associated with the dead of winter. She is, however, the story of Baba Yaga and her chicken-legged house, however, does come from Russia, which is where the Book of Crime and Punishment originates from. Wait. Oh yeah, that should finish them off. Just to be sure.
행동을 개시합니다.
I mean, nuking them from orbit isn't an option, so...
적을 난파시켰습니다.
Well, it's not an option available to me. Nice.
표정에 따라 실행합니다. 다음 판단을 부탁합니다.
당연한 결과죠.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
저기 입구가 보여요.
I see the exit over there.
끈질기구만.
God, possessed rotters. We'll have to distract them somehow before we can get away.
한놈 던져주지 그래?
Why don't you throw one of us at them? We can bring them back later anyway.
저를 왜 쳐다보는 거예요?
Probably because you're the smallest, Emil. Hold on, look there.
이것은 내가 맡을게.
Leave this to me.
소냐?
Sonia, what are you playing at? Rodeo, what's with your attitude? We have to take all the help we can get.
보통 목적 없이 도와주는 놈들 치고 꿍꿍이가 없는 놈들은 못 봤단 말이야.
I've seen people who'd offer to help without asking for anything, and they usually have some ulterior motive. And in this setting, they probably would.
네가 도끼를 휘두르지 않고서
It's just like you. It's just like how you simply couldn't hold yourself back from using your axe that day.
나한테도 설명하기엔 아득한.
I'm discovering that I might have a similarly inexplicable drive pushing me.
단테.
Dante, I take that your organization is working to make a better world in its own right, yes? Huh? What does a better world entail? For the first time, I was reminded that I had never questioned the motivations of Limbus Company. Thankfully, none of my contemplative Frigid reached Sonia, and he took my lack of a response as a sign of agreement.
침묵은 때론 긍정을 시사하지.
Silence sometimes speaks volumes. I'll take that as a positive.
그리고 곧 그
And one
아이가
more thing.
당신에게도 찾아갈 테니.
That child will visit you too. What child? Huh? Sorry, my eyes must have fooled me. I thought I saw something on his forehead for a second.
순간적으로
그래.
Oh, you mean the mark of Cain?
그 아이 말이야. 그리운 지역에
Indeed, I mean that boy who left quite the impression on you. It'll be a touching reunion, I imagine. Sonia nudges his chin at something behind him. A faint light was shining behind the fallen blocks of ice, giving it a distinctive glow. The golden bow.
하지만 다음에 만날 때에도
Don't expect me to act on the same impulse of kindness next we meet, though.
다수의 풍요를 위한
If a clear path towards prosperity of the many shows itself before my eyes, I'll take it without hesitation. After Sonia left us with the mysterious message, the Earth began to show up one after the other. Well, this may have been as good a time as any for touching farewells like I won't forget you. Then I saw that Rhodey was the first to sprint for the exit.
걱정되지는 않소.
William, are you not concerned?
뭐가?
What's up?
결과 여하가 어떠하여?
Irrespective of consequential differences, he's nevertheless a friend of yours.
아,
Oh, that. He's a clever source, so I'm sure he'll figure out a way to live and all that jazz. Truly, an ideal form of friendship. Sometime later. Though I was dead tired, Virgilius wouldn't spare me from his fierce gaze until I gave him a brief verbal report of what we went through today.
잘 들었다. 하지만 마음에 걸리는 것이 남아 있군.
I see. So that's your story. There's just one thing that bothers me, though.
소냐.
This man, Sonia, was it? His actions during those final moments don't quite seem to match the beliefs he told you,
그러니 그자의
which is why we should scrutinize his true intentions.
아 잠깐.
Hey, time out! Time out!
이상도 그러더니.
First, you sang, and now you too? Why does everyone care more about Sonia than me? The bottom line is that we got the golden bow.
그리고
As a plus, check this out, everyone. From her pockets, Rhodia pulled out a colorful bunch of gaming chips in her hands.
이거 근처 카지노 아무데나 들린 다음에
We can exchange these keys for the cash at any casino, so we should drop by one.
우리 관리자님이
And Abdamala manager dazzled the floor with their jackpot. I'm impressed that you thought to snatch that stuff amidst all the chaos.
어때 베르?
Well, Ver,
임무도 성공했는데
what do you say to a juicy serving of prime sirloin steak to celebrate our bounty success today?
어떻게 생각하지?
What do you think, Caron?
내피도 먹고 싶어.
Seems Mephi wants it too. Fresh, succulent, juicy meat.
비울래도 그런?
Of all the things you could mention.
좋아. 19의
Alright
골목
then.
식당 추천.
We'll leave Rodion to pick a restaurant in District 10 for us.
알았어. 부릉부릉.
이제 좀 말이 통하네 베르.
Now we're talking, Verge.
역시
After all is said and done. Beneath her grin, Rodia's eyes were shaking with distress, but she soon covers it up with a guise of joviality as if nothing ever happened.
나는 좀 쩐다니까.
I'm pretty rad, aren't I? By the way, it's worth noting that in Crime and Punishment, Rodion killed a moneylender, which, considering the time period that the book was written in, a moneylender back then would have been what we call a pawnbroker today. Although in the book he did that because he believed himself to be an Ubermensch, someone who was above good and evil, and thus wasn't burdened by classical ideal. Well, kind of a classical sense of good and evil, right and wrong. But as his guilty conscience, eating at him, made clear, that was not the case. Of course, another more accurate term for Ubermensch, the whole thing of someone who is unburdened, who is above good and evil, and unburdened by classical senses of, by old senses of right and wrong. Yeah, that's what would be at best a sociopath. Impressive, your Divi. Not only did you manage to clear out the legion of foes, you also burned all that cash.
알잖아요, 헤르만.
You should know, Herman, that I've never been friends with money.
인정하지.
I will admit, you're not like most idealists who are all theory and no action.
황금가지를 잘
You would have earned my praise had you secured the golden bow on top of everything.
로저에게 그
I showed Rhodia that world,
나를 반하게
the
만든
ideal reality that
이상의
fascinated me.
하지만
Alas,
넘어오질 않았던
I
모양.
suppose it didn't win her over.
당신이 말한 방법은
It
역시
seems the method you
틀렸던 것 같다.
suggested was wrong after all, Herman.
그런 말 몇 마디로
She wasn't the kind of person to let a few words change her mind.
그래서
So, do you find this regrettable?
글쎄요.
Well,
옛날처럼 나를 따라주길
part of me
바랬던
might have wished that she'd follow me like in the past. But no,
옛날과 변한 게
I think I'm
없어서
actually relieved to find that she's the same as before.
로자는
What I wasn't
모든 게
wishing for a perfect
이상적이고
world with no
완벽한
flaws
세상을
whatsoever.
바라지 않았어.
A perfect world with no flaws whatsoever would require perfect people with no flaws whatsoever. Good luck with that!
오히려 그런 세상은
Rather, she might have felt
자신이 특별하다는 걸 확인받을 수
that to be born to
없으니
live in such a world,
지루하다고
such a world, since there'd be no way to affirm that she's special.
그런 생각이 들더군요.
That's the impression I got.
외력에 흔들리지 않는
I thought her to be a woman of virtue, principles unshakable.
너랑 다를 바 없는
But hearing this, she was a dreamer just like you, wasn't she?
아직 그 아이도
She still has a long way to go, I'm sure.
로자는
She won't want to admit it, though.
이야기는 잘
I
알겠어.
got your point. I'll keep it in mind for future generations on our course of action.
책망하지 않는 건가?
You won't scold me for this? I wasn't able to complete the job you gave me.
나무란다고 해서
Reprimants won't make the bow appear at our feet, will they?
아니 괜찮아.
It's fine, wherever the bows may be right now.
최후의
What matters more is who claims the bundle at the end.
이걸로
Ah,
주은과 결별을 뭐 하지 않았나? 마지막까지 알뜰히 사용하시는 것 같으니 미련은 없겠다만.
sweet. It appears you've grown more familiar with your field command, Dante. Your ability should now be sufficient to access a core function of Mephistopheles. Press this button to enter the Mirror Dungeon. In the Mirror Dungeon, you can experiment and test various possibilities. Completing an amount gains Battle Pass experience and a certain amount of lunacy. Let's see. Season 5's Mirror Dungeon is called Mirror of the Dreaming. Select the door or enter button to begin your Mirror Dungeon run. Every week, you're given 3 weekly bonus eligibilities to gain additional Mirror Dungeon rewards. Using a weekly bonus eligibility when clearing your reward and receive greatly increased rewards. If you choose hard difficulty, theme packs for every floor, you can consume. Uncaffeinated one. Welcome back. We missed you. Let's see. We will consume 2 or more weekly bonuses at once, and will receive rewards proportional to the number of weekly bonuses used. However, it is more income efficient to use 1 weekly bonus at a time rather than to use them all at once. Man. Give you the list of theme packs that appear in the Mirror Dungeon. Select theme pack selected theme pack records will be collected here. Is the dungeon kind of like a hard mode or something? Or the Mirror Dungeon? Oh, yeah, that one's a bit tricky. Yeah, what I meant is, like, isn't the Mirror Dungeon itself supposed to be pretty hard, too? Or am I mistaken? Oh, okay. View the list of ego gifts that appear in the Mirror Dungeon. Obtaining an ego gift in the Mirror Dungeon will add an entry to your ego gift compendium. Select identities to run this dungeon with. In Mirror Dungeon normal, all identity levels will be fixed to 50. In Mirror Dungeon harder, current identity levels will be reflected instead. Maximum level 50. Upon entering Mirror Dungeon, you can spend the rest bonus of the identities in your team. Let's see. There's some difficult bosses, but overall, if you avoid them, you're safe. How difficult? To select in your team, select special effects from Grace of the Dreaming Star. Upon clearing Mirror Dungeon, best bonus for identities in your current dungeon team resets to 0, and every other identity gains 1 rest bonus. Oh. Days that have been swapped in or out during the mirror dungeon run will, however, neither suspend nor gain rest bonuses. Once you finish with the team ID and ego setup, press confirm to enter the mirror dungeon. You can view your team's sum of rest bonuses here. Spend your team's rest bonuses to select Graces of Stars. Remaining invest bonus after selecting Graces of Stars will be converted to cost to be used during your mirror dungeon run. Upon mirror dungeon entry, you will be given keyword categories to choose ego gifts from. Ego gifts appearing in each category are fixed. You can choose as many ego gifts as it is available to you from the same category. Through your mirror dungeon run, ego gifts in the category you selected here will appear more frequently. Upon entering a new floor, you will be presented with this collection of different themes that you can choose to pick on this floor. Select and pull down a theme pack you would like to challenge for this floor. You can view the available bosses and ego gifts obtainable as encounter rewards from the theme pack by pressing this button in the top right corner of each theme pack. At the bottom of the theme packs, you can view the list of ego gifts that you can choose from after defeating the boss of this theme pack. Choose the theme pack difficulty. However, once you enter the hard difficulty, it cannot be changed again. In hard theme packs, you'll be able to choose 4 instead of 3 ego gifts upon clearing the floor boss. Also, some ego gifts are exclusive to hard mode. All hard modes usually come with perks of some kind. Your dungeon encounters paths are randomly generated. You proceed by moving to nodes adjacent to your current node. Makes sense. You may find various events or combat encounters in each of the nodes. You will earn costs as you proceed through the mirror dungeon. Costs you earned can be spent at shops for their various services, such as what? I've played a bit of Library of Ruana. I was originally planning to play through that before getting into this game, but then I noticed that there was a season coming up, so I figured I'd start on this one. Let's see. Acquired ego gifts are displayed here. Ego gifts are items that offer powerful effects that last until the end of the dungeon. Combat encounter nodes of mirror dungeons display affinity attack type useful for that battle. It also displays the amount of cost reward you can gain by completing it. HP, SP, and lives of... Oh, the Sims have multiple lives for a mirror dungeon? Well, that's good to know. View your mounting trials, rest bonus, and choice event effects here. Notes before theme pack boss encounters are shops. Started Limbus to replace other gachas I play as it's part of a universe I love. Yeah, I try to keep my gachas to a minimum due to a chronic case of my friends are low. At shops, you can spend your cost to purchase ego gifts, heal or revive allies, deploy, swap out additional identities, replace identity skills. Also, you can sell your ego gifts at shops to gain more cost, or use your ego gifts to gain more, even more useful ego gifts. I'd rather just get ego that I can use, or identities. There's a chance for a super shop to appear. The more cost you spend in a mirror dungeon, the greater the chance becomes for it to appear. There's a chance for encounter reward cards to appear after winning an encounter. The harder the encounter difficulty, the higher the chance of obtaining an encounter reward card. You can obtain various resources such as costs, ego gifts, or ego resources from the encounter reward cards. Oh. Ego gifts and mounting trials. Upon clearing a floor, you will obtain random enemy buffs linked to each ego gift. Oh, I see. So that's what the mounting trials are. It's a buff to the enemies. Will continue to stack with every floor cleared. Upon clearing a mirror dungeon run, spend Enkephelion modules to claim your rewards. The amount of rewards depends on the number of cleared floors. You can use weekly bonus chances to claim even more rewards. If you choose hard difficulty theme packs for every floor, you can consume 2 or more weekly bonuses at once. Yeah. Complete these achievements to raise your achievements progress. Achievements that require the player to clear the rear dungeon count only when the Enkephelion modules have been consumed at the reward claim window. Please note this information before attempting to complete an achievement tied to clearing the mirror dungeon. Okay. Parallel superposition mode. Huh? Choose an attempt to engage the parallel superposition mode at the mirror dungeon entrance to the dungeon progress window. However, in order to enter the parallel superposition mode, you have to finish every floor theme pack up to floor 5. Okay. Maybe some other time. How hard could it be? I should not have said that, should I?
따라가겠어요.
사건을 끝내러 가볼까?
완벽한 거리.
생각대로 되었어.
Kept getting tails and I still beat ya! Well, that's unfortunate.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
행동을 개시합니다.
Oh, come on! How the heck does Otis keep losing clashes?
처리했고
깔끔하게 물었군.
That's a bit more like it. What the heck? Nah. Ah, Pierce, okay.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
승리했어. 승리했어.
Get him, Don Quixote!
완벽한 거리다.
뻔하지. 뻔하지.
Yeah. Oh dear, that ain't good. Dang. Oh well.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
그래 얘는 처리했고
Get him, Gregor.
지금이 기회입니다. 행동을 개시합니다.
그래 얘는 처리했고
Somebody struggle at U1 to U2. Hell, some old ones even struggle even at U3.
이것까지가 내 직감이었어. 이번에도 틀리진 않았지?
It'll be difficult, but not as hard as Diddy. Huh? I'm not even sure if I want to know. Probably not. Level 20. Ah! Almost got enough for another bulk draw.
하루가 좀
$22 hours left? Ah, dang it! Bowie! I knew I should have started on it sooner. Alright. Well, Emil, now it's your turn for trauma. The sun is almost set, leaving the bus to be shrouded in dusk. Well, Emil, Sinclair, whichever. Karen's humming a song while driving. I found myself singing along in my head to that strangely familiar tune.
아름다운 연주는 세상의 망가진 것들에게서부터 나옵니다. 아이러니한 이치죠.
The most beautiful performances are born from broken and ruined things. Ironic the way the world works. Virgilius spoke, having noticed that I was looking at the driver's seat.
하나, 온전히
Alas, they have not the privilege to fully appreciate the glee of their own music.
그들의 몫이
Oh,
아니냐.
how unjust that is.
이 얼마나 억울합니까? 카론, 오늘은 기분이 좋아 보이는구나.
Karan, you look like you're in a good mood today. Karan nodded.
기분 좋으면
Joy brings out
노래를
singing.
부르는 거야.
그래.
I see.
하지만
Although,
너는 오히려
as far
울적한
as I remember,
그
you'd
노래를
often hum that song when you felt down.
카론, 그런 기억 없어.
Karan has no such memories.
하루는 즐거울 때만
Karan sings when she's happy. Virgilius's eyes seemed to well with a sudden shade of dark, or subdued shade of dark. The kind of hue that'd be picked right away if one wanted to express solitude as a color. But it only lasted for a brief moment. So I decided to dismiss it as the vivid sunset playing tricks with the light.
이제 카론이 흥얼거리는 세상은
The world Karan hums now is one that lacks sound and color.
길고 긴
She's going through a long tunnel with no exit in sight.
못하고 있으니
I'm sure that, just like the rest of my own life that I've forgotten, Karan and Virgilius must have their own threads of cruel reminders.
이런 너무
Oh,
개인적인 이야기는
pardon me.
그만하기로
I
하죠.
believe that's enough of personal stories, Dante.
당신의 업무는
My work is to manage your crew, not befriend this old guide.
저들을
He doesn't seem that old. When I looked at his face again, that momentary hint of sadness had fleeted, replaced with a faint smile. I gave him a few nods, then turned around to check on the sinners. Our bus passengers had have had lifted spirits for a while now. It helped that they did what they were assembled for and secured a golden bough for the first time. All the sinners were busy talking about their exploits in J Corp's district.
내가 그때 딱 카드 내는 걸 봤어야 했는데.
You should have seen me show that card right there. Seriously, that was a real highlight.
저 이야기만 7번째 들으니까
I started to get sick of hearing the same story for the 7th time in a row, so let me change the subject. Where are we going this time?
이번 목적지는 K사 둥지다.
This time, but into K Corp's nest.
아, 11구. 덕분에 평생 가보지도
District 11, eh?
못한 곳 다 돌아다녔네.
Jobs take me out into all sorts of places I'd never have thought to visit.
그곳에도 손에 꼽히는
Tis home to another great individual. If you're certain to find a souvenir shop there, I've always yearned for a limited edition figurine set. Oh, I get it. Don Quixote is an otaku. She's one of us.
거기 햄버거 맛있다고 유명한 프랜차이즈 식당 있지 않았어?
Oh, didn't also have a restaurant chain famous for its hamburger steak?
요즘에는 세상 살기가
Life has
편해진
gotten much easier these days, hasn't it?
내가 임무를 위해
Back in my
해보는
Martian days, all I had was a pinch of salt in my mouth.
전부였다.
그러게 말이에요. 제가
I know, right? The only food I could swallow during my voyage was canned soup that tasted like iron.
수프가 전부였는데.
Can't we try the steak?
그렇잖아, 류슈.
Right, Ryoshu?
뭐 지역마다 다를
Well,
피해색을
imagine-
생각하니 침이 고이게.
She's one of us, something I wasn't expecting to hear about Dawn. Well, I did say, that was preceded by, oh, I get it, she's an otaku. Although I imagine that, that part right there is probably going to get clipped at some point. Well, imagine the variances in blood color by region does make me salivate. Wait, what? Oh, is she literally bloodthirsty?
진짜 무슨 얘기를 못 하겠어. 꼬맹이, 너는 뭐가 먹고 싶어?
I guess if that was the case, I'd mean make Ryoshu a vampire. These do exist in the setting, right? Can't discuss anything with you. Hey, kiddo, what do you want to eat? What's with the look there, Sinclair? Looking for someone to share tales with and then have a sensible conversation. Rhodia naturally turned to Sinclair. Nah, just wants a good steak. Yeah, I suppose that's a very real possibility. However...
싱클레어?
Sinclair? What?
얘 왜 이래?
Gosh, golly, what's wrong?
하얗게 질렸군.
He's turned pale. He's also suffering from hyperventilation and tremors. Oh, sounds like a panic attack. How long has he been like this? Ever since Mr. Virgilius mentioned K-Corp. Why didn't you tell me earlier?
명령이 없었기 때문입니다.
What? Because you did not order me to do so. Yourself stared at me like I was at fault for not doing the obvious. I just got an upset stomach. Sorry. Bull honky. You don't have tremors and hyperventilate over an upset stomach.
진짜 괜찮은 거 맞아?
Really? Sure you're okay? Not that I think about it. Fast, I've noticed a trend where one of us has visceral reactions to the destinations that Virgilius reveals. Additionally, when we arrive, it turns out that the place does have a history with the person in question. Does that have something to do with the reason we joined the company?
우리라고 칭하시는군요.
Nice. You just referred to the team as we. Huh?
미묘한 변화의 차이를 감지하는 것도
Perfectly out of context. That just makes it better. Although considering my character's design and the original Don Quixote, that it probably still manages to be rather fitting. I know, it is perfect. It's a part of my mission to detect the slightest of changes. As for your question, well, I can't tell you the reasons for recruiting the students in detail.
저희가 가야 할
There'd be no point in denying that our destinations and the backgrounds of each center are indeed related to a degree.
시다 아니다부터 말하면 될걸.
Well, uppish snobs have some condition that makes them yap on and on about things that can be answered with a plain yes or no.
두갈적 발화가 언제나 옳지는 않아요.
What?
그때그때 가장 효과적인 방식을
Histron Proteron? What the heck is that supposed to mean? Histron Proteron isn't always correct. Fast simply adopts the most effective mode of communication for the given situation.
뭐?
Yeah, I'm with you there, Heathcliff.
배운 사람이라서가 아니라
It means that you're struggling to understand the Faust because you're too uneducated. Not that Faust is overeducated. How dare you talk to me like that? Or whatever, the second trumpet song is my ringtone and I love it. Why, if you're gonna lose your lunch, do it in the wastebasket right over there. Just as Heathcliff approached Faust with his bat shaking in fury, Sinclair suddenly started throwing up on the floor. I said into the wastebasket! Gosh! The bus finally quieted down after that. Sinclair? Sinclair! Oh, wait. Ah, just slash, eh? Pick on something worthless, and then direct him to Otis.
예시를 보여줄 테스트 확인했어요.
내가 필요해?
Huh, I wonder why any of those ones have it uptied. I wonder why some of those have. Oh dear. Yeah, that ain't gonna do. Yeah, it's a bit excessive. Nope. Oh. Derp!
빨리 끝내고 밥 먹으러
There we go.
가자고.
You have to remain up to non-default identities. Oh, yeah, that's right. Shortly after the situation with Sinclair was dealt with.
아까는 11구 뒷골 먹으러 갔는데
By the way, you meant the back streets of District 11 when it said K-Corp's nest, yeah?
딴지 걸기엔 다들
I must pointed it out earlier since everyone got a bit excited there.
난 어지간해서는 잘못 말하는
I
법이었다.
really misspeak, if ever.
맞게 들었어.
I know what I said, Gregor. K-Corp's nest is where we're going. Huh? Alright, but if we're entering a nest...
그래.
Indeed, there's the immigration process.
난 K사 비자 없는데.
I don't have a K-Corp visa. You ain't about to tell me everyone else got one, right?
뭐냐? 왜 날
What?
보냐?
Why are you looking at me?
방법은 간단하다.
Solution is simple.
닭, 돌.
CI.
그리고 뚫릴 때까지
Keep on
죽살을
DER
반복하는
until we reach the defense.
즉,
In short,
닭,
cider.
돌, 죽.
Whatever that eccentric abbreviation means for Ryoshu, the sinners have learned to stop questioning it.
림버스 컴퍼니 정도의 회사라면 그냥 통과될지도 모를 텐데요.
Let's see. Let's see if we'd uptight your triple digits first. As they will give you the most. Alright. Company as big as ours might get a free pass. Not to mention breaking through using the method dear Ryoshu suggested will take ages. How badly must you underestimate a nest actively governed by a wing to say that? Oh, I see. No one's gonna take into account how much I'll suffer for that cider, huh? Sadly, none of our students bothered to respond to me in any capacity.
이스마일이 말한 대로
As Ishmael said, we'll pass the immigration without needing a visa.
림버스 컴퍼니
Limbus company is backing from the shareholders of a wide array of fields.
혹시 H사의 주주님도
Oh, do you
아시나요?
happen to know the shareholder of H Corp then?
제 동생이
They once
어렸을 때
personally visited our
불구속
home
상황이
because my
알면 안
younger
된다고
sibling
부탁드려서
insisted upon having a
직접
vet
저희 집에
passport as a
방문해
kid.
주신 적이 있으시죠?
글쎄,
Couldn't say. Really humble guy who wouldn't be in the
그런
position to know
것까지
such a
하는
thing.
위치가 그렇게
Otherwise, the question doesn't seem like that's really worth answering.
아, 너무하네요.
How harsh.
보다 중요한 건
That leaves the route to the checkpoint as our concern.
검문소의 심사가
Thorough inspection means that there are plenty of people looking for an easy way in, including those who take the pass by force.
버스 근처에 불청객의 소리가 많다.
I hear several interlopers surrounding the bus. Well, have bus, will battle.
너냐?
깔끔하게 물었군.
이 정도야?
너냐? 위험 인물 해제.
이다게 아름답진 않네.
자, 어느 쪽인지 잘
아름답진 않네.
생각해보라고. 이건 예상 못했나봐. 깔끔하게 물었군.
빛이
꺼냈다.
위험 인물 해제.
기분 좋은 카로 기분 좋게 도착.
Huh? Kakahoop parking.
자, 내리지.
Alright, off the bus. Time to get inspected.
아, 혹시나 해서 말하는 건데.
And let me add this just in case you're feeling inclined to your usual antics.
그러니까
Don't go around making a scene expecting things to go your way,
일이 수습될 거라는 길이 곧
because that will
검문소에서
not be how it works in this particular place. I thought his words were pretty intimidating, but despite the worries,
K사로 방문하신 모든 분께 환영의 인사를 드립니다.
we welcome all visitors to K Corp's Nest open-heartedly. Right!
한 줄로 순서에 맞게 입장하신 다음
Please form an orderly line as you enter and stand where the instructions indicate. The menacing interrogative. Oh, another bot. How the heck do I? Hold on. All bots will be banned. The menacing and interrogative atmosphere could subdue the temper of any first-time visitors, and the sinners were no exception. I could occasionally hear Sinclair sniffling, followed by Roger and Gregor calming him. Any of my questions were why were met with heads shaken sideways.
평소에도
Look
이렇게
here, how nice it is to see you all stay in line and behave, like a brood of chicks on an outing.
병아리 같지.
Wait, why are you out here? What made you follow us outside the bus this time? Noticing my flustered reaction at the unexpected company, Virgilius opened his mouth.
이곳이 둥지이기 때문입니다.
Because this is a nest, Dante.
혹여나 이곳에서
If one of you were to get into unexpected trouble here,
순간태
well, Dante, the responsibility will be a bit too heavy for you to bear alone.
어려워져.
When Virgilius put it like that, it sounded as if he were saying you're not reliable enough to be sent without supervision. But I knew it'd be unwise to keep this to myself. I knew it'd be wise to keep this to myself.
고작 이 정도로 들떠한다면 예술가의 자격은 없는 거지.
Okay, I've got enough for bulk extract. Which to go for? Man, this one seems pretty good. Philly!
메르소입니다. 작은 형님을 보필하고 있습니다.
Oh, Mirsol's got some bling. Oh, you're the big brother? So does that mean you're watching? Code purple? Well, you can't always have amazing polls.
금방금방 빠지네요. 10분 정도만 기다리면 저희 차례가 오겠어요.
The line's moving quickly. It'll be our turn in about 10 minutes at most.
추가 질문은 저희 13명이 다
All
해야
13 of us need
말을 못 알아들을 텐데
all 13 of us
어떻게
need to
해야죠?
answer immigration questions. They won't be able to understand Manager Dante. So what should we do? That's a really good point. Ishmael seemed to have a habit of speaking quickly and being more inquisitive when she got anxious.
안 그래도 그 이야기를
I was just about to get to that.
잘 들어.
That's enough. The K-Corp official will only ask very simple questions to the passengers in this line.
그리고 너희들 또한
Yeah, but it's expecting more than just a single double digit. I was hoping for more too. And your answers will be similarly concise.
신문소 직원이
The border official asks about the nature of your visit.
림버스
Say,
컴퍼니
I'm here for business on the
업무상으로
behalf of Limbus Company.
업무
Please refer to my work visa.
라고 대답을 하면 돼.
Remember this exact phrase so you can recite it word for word.
그 밖에는 내가
I'll take care of the rest, so you just have to prove that you aren't here to cause trouble.
혹시나 저 말을 외우지 못하겠다면
If even memorizing that is too much of a burden for you, I suggest that you keep your mouth shut.
그저 갖고 계시는
You can
사람
present your employee card
얘기만
instead.
해도 되니까.
Keep quiet and don't cause trouble. Easiest tasks in the world. I sneakily mumbled a sarcastic remark. I was worried that Faust might rat me out, but thankfully, Virgilius was idly staring off into space, sparing me from his scathing commentary.
자, 그럼
Now, next up,
질문이 있는 사람
if you have a question, make sure to first ask yourself if it's actually meaningful,
생각했는가에 대한 고민을 해본 조용히 손을 들도록
and quietly raise your hand. Several hands were lifted, including mine.
그러지요.
업무 목적이니까 무기는 들고
Since this trip is for business, we can carry our weapons, yeah?
그렇다.
Correct. Next.
그럼 그에게
Then
기기
Greg's creepy crawly arm and Dante's Chichi clock header getting a pass too?
맞아요. 참고로 관리자님의 머리는
That should be the case. For your reference, our manager's head counts as a prosthetic rather than a weapon, which means it'd be improved even if what we had were a tourist visa. Powers to revive notwithstanding. Ishmael took the role of the model student, answered in Virgilius' stead. Feels like something changed about Ishmael's attitude since the casino job. She seems to have decided to take matters into her own hands after I betrayed her expectations of my capabilities as a leader.
정확해.
Precisely. Gregor and I put our hands down at the same time. And Yoshu, put out your cigarette before you speak.
난 손 안 들었다만.
I didn't raise my hand. What's with the look there, Don Quixote? Virgilius was doing his best to ignore Don Quixote's arms stretched skyward before he finally caved and gave the woman with an adamantly raised hand a chance to speak.
Don Quixote. 뭐지?
Fine, Don Quixote. What is it?
저 유리벽은 어떤 용도로 있는 것이오?
For what purpose doth that barrier of glass serve? Following Don Quixote's finger, our attention was drawn to the glass wall stood in the middle of the building. On the other side of that clear dividing wall were countless people waiting in line.
저쪽은 기다린다기보다는 아예 사람들이 바닥에 앉아 있고.
That line's slow to a crawl. People are sat on the floor waiting for it to move.
줄을 손짓고 시간이 지나.
Looks like they've been there for quite some time.
무장 경호원도 많군.
Many guards as well. 3 times as many compared to this side.
대부분 건물에 세워져 있는
Most of the glass walls you find inside buildings are there for safety reasons.
뭐 쉽게 말하자면
Well, simply put, that line's our back streets, folks. Each nest handles immigration differently, but wherever it may be, it's super duper hard to get into another nest without a proper visa.
왜 검문소 근처에서
Why'd you think those bullies jumped us on the way to get to the another way to the checkpoint? They wanted our visas so they could enter the nest.
그리고 우리가
A
해결해
problem we
줄
are not
수
in
없는
power to resolve. However, that answer didn't satisfy Don Quixote. Whether it was the fault of the gloomy yet oppressive atmosphere of the area beyond the wall, or the disturbances happening in there, I couldn't say.
관리자님, 저희 차례입니다.
Manager, it's our turn now. Huh? Right. Our line moved at such a quick pace we barely had time to chat before it was our turn to answer the officials' questions.
기억하세요. 그쪽에서
Remember, when you're asked about the
어떤
purpose of your
목적으로
visit,
한 번만 더 말하면.
remind me one more time and I'll show sangria to you and the official to you and the official whatever. Despite Ishmael's worries, our inspection was smooth sailing.
소속 그룹 이유를 말씀해 주세요.
Please state your affiliation and purpose of visit. We've come from Limbus Company on business. Here's my employee card.
확인했습니다. 다음.
All checked out. Next.
림버스 컴퍼니에서 왔죠.
From Limbus Company. Business reasons. Take a look at my card and all that.
확인했습니다. 다음.
All checked out. Next. After our first dinner proved who we work for, it was a breeze for the rest of us. The official asked the same question in the same dry tone, took a cursory glance at our faces and employee cards, though based on their speed, it seemed more like a customary gesture rather than an actual look over. Then let each sinner pass.
저쪽에서 무슨 문제가 생겼나 봐요.
Something's amiss over there. The glass wall standing between us and them was thick enough to block out sound. It was hard for us to tell what was going on through the wall. However, I could see what was happening unambiguously. Someone with cuffed hands was being dragged away by security. And a small child was crying next to them. Clearly... Dang it, Don Quixote. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Maybe not in those same words, but yeah. A small child was crying next to them, clearly scared and confused.
신경 쓰지 말죠. 잘은 모르지만 날개의 금기를 어긴 모양이에요.
We shouldn't bother. I don't know what happened, but I guess someone broke a taboo. Yeah, sure, there's some polished vandals and the audacity to break the taboo of not stuffing enough cash in the right people's pockets. Am I right?
지금 저한테 이죽되는 건가요?
Are you mocking me right now?
뭐야?
Huh. What? I thought you didn't care. Guess someone's neck is on a twist. While I was distracted by Heathcliff loudly celebrating his first successful tease on Ishmael, our usual suspect sprang forth at her least expected moment yet.
소속 그룹 이유를 말씀해 주세요.
Please state your affiliation and purpose of visit. Not now, Dawn.
약자에게 자유를 주기 위해 왔노라.
No. 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 Bad, Dawn. Bad. An emotion is expressed for the first time on the checkpoint official's face. Flabbergastation. They looked up at Don Quixote with a face screaming that it was flabbergasted. Now's not the time, Dawn.
소속 그룹 이유를 말씀해 주세요.
Please state your affiliation and purpose of visit. The official ignored her demand and parroted the same question. All the while, Don Quixote was getting more upset by the minute. And then, in looking through the transparent wall again, I saw the desperate child mouth to scream at the man dragged away in handcuffs. Dang it, Dawn!
그대가 나설 마음이 없다면 내가 직접 해결하겠네.
Justice Muffin? Oh, is that because of her hairdo?
코드 퍼플. 금기 K185 위반 발생.
Taboo K185. Which taboo is that?
트롬보사이트 지원 요만. 재전파.
Thrombocyte? Is that... This sounds like a type of cell. Getting away from inquiry like a broken record, the official spoke an intimidated and immune response to the radio.
안내합니다. 코드 퍼플. 순환 이동 검문소 14번. 트롬보사이트, 루코사이트.
Okay, yeah, leukocyte. Leukocyte is a white blood cell. Don't know about thrombocyte, though. Blaring sirens accompanied the perplexing announcement, all the while thick metal gates shut around us. Should have smashed a skull and carried her in a body sack.
그런다고 아주 달라질 건 없었을 것 같지만.
I doubt that would have made much of a difference. Thrombo, leuko. They refer to platelets and white blood cells, respectively.
저들을 의미하나 보군요.
It must be them, fitting for K-Corp, I'd say. Looking in the direction Faust indicated, we all saw what she meant. Security forces wearing menacing uniforms were staring at us. Strike, huh?
네, 문제 없어요.
네, 원하신다면.
혈기분들이 또 날뛰고 있나요?
Oh yeah, that's right. Bleed, huh? No, is that one all that good? I mean, bleed's useful, sure. I need ego.
따라가겠어요.
Hmm. Shouldn't he have some kind of healing, or is that what Blood Feast does? Oh. Clearly, I need to do some level grinding. Oh. Thought I had other identities for her.
그럴듯한 예술이라면 더 좋을 텐데 말이야.
I've gotten used to this sort of situation, but it looks pretty serious. Indeed, we violated the taboo of the wing, after all. It's not like anyone was hurt. Can't we just talk this through? Faust looked straight into my face. For Faust to face someone directly when she usually stares into empty space as she speaks can only indicate one thing. I must have said something incredibly frustrating. No matter the wing, infringement of a taboo means... A loud explosion left Don Quixote dismembered where she stood. That lethal measures can be taken against the violator without warning. It looks like Border Control is willing to forgive us until they dismember the rest of the sinners. Armed security staff was surrounding us on all sides. You never cease to surprise me. You managed to wring out the last drop of expectation I had left for you. I'm keeping out. Pin the whole thing on her, or take responsibility, or whatever. I thought you accompanied us to handle situations that our manager can't alone. I came with you to take care of inevitable problems, not have a pissing session in the wind. Virgilius casually pushed his way through the line of armed guards and leaned against a wall. He then crossed his arms as if to further drive home that he'll remain a spectator. It's probably also because the guards don't want to mess with him. It's probably related to disturbing the immigration process. Makes sense.
행동을 개시합니다.
raid. I don't know what a can of bugs... Well, a can of insecticide is gonna do. Meh.
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠.
Well, this went badly. A lot of lost crashes there.
사냥 시작.
지금이 기회입니다.
Why can't they just focus fire?
행동을 개시합니다.
사냥 시작.
행동을 개시합니다.
무불아위.
규정대로
기다려. 아직 안 끝났어.
규정대로
괴로우신가요?
모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아요.
What's with the broomstick?
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠.
괴로우신가요?
규정대로
모든 결과들은 하우스트가 알아요. 당연한 결과죠.
And that's how it's done. You shall not pass! Oh, yeah, that would explain it. Really? Just gonna watch from there?
그렇게 쳐다봐도
You won't swing with that luck, manager. I'm nothing more than a guy that none pay heed to. It would be impertinent of me to brandish my weapon. Well, to meddle one final time. K-Corp Singularity takes the form of healing bullets that restore most wounds at the blink of an eye. Yeah, I remember saying something like that. I suppose it could be compared to that ability of yours. Hey, wait! Completely ignoring my feeble plea. Not that they could hear it. K-Corp's security guards closed in on us.
이 구역의 혈기는 더 남지 않은 것 같아요. 그럼 이제 다음 사냥터로 가볼까요?
I'm guessing I'm gonna have to take a crack at it. How bad could it be? I should not have said that. Yeah. Ooh, that one seems good. I really don't have anything that makes use of charge. Oh, multiple buffs? Okay. And activating Lust, Absolute Resonance, apply 3 Rupture. Ooh, that sounds good. Points you didn't select get converted to money instead. Okay. All right. That one seems good. Oh, it picked from card packs? Oh. Maggots? Take gluttony damage by the count, then lower by 1, bleed count plus 1. Event. And chain battles, you can deploy backup units in addition to participating units. When a unit is defeated mid-battle, a backup unit will substitute in their own to fill in their place. Yeah, it's basically a second row of... second row. Actually, he did rather well.
규정이라면 따르겠습니다.
What the heck? Oh, come on!
행동을 개시합니다.
Oh, come on! What the heck is going on with my mouse?
규정에 따라 실행합니다. 규정대로.
예상 못했나봐.
기다려. 아직 아름답진 않네.
사냥 시작.
깔끔하게 물었군.
기다려. 아직 안 끝났어. 아름답진 않네.
당연한 결과죠.
Good work there, Faust.
교정이라면 따르겠습니다.
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
Why did it randomly zoom into that one spot?
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠.
아름답진 않네.
Let's see, how's it going? Did you know that before the invention of the crowbar, crows would just drink at home? Nice.
교정에 따라 실행합니다.
Although imagine with a sense of humor like that, you're probably gonna like my stream on June 15th. Having an annual dad joke-a-thon every Father's Day. How goes to Limbus? Probably need. I figured I probably need to do a bit of grinding before I start really continuing on with the Kanto 3, because the enemy levels are ramping up.
이 핵은 당신의 거미자 방패가 돼요.
Yeah. Ooh. Come on. Have you pulled any cool IDs? Well, there's this one.
또아리를 튼 뱀 근처엔 오지 말랬잖아.
사냥 시작.
Also got his Priest of La Mancha Land ID. Pregor? Yeah, I've heard about the memes regarding that identity.
교정에 따라 실행합니다.
이건 예상 못했나봐.
Oh, so many staggered. Spare no one.
깔끔하게 물었군.
It's hammer time!
규정에 따라 실행합니다.
깔끔하게 물었군.
I'm curious. Blood pours from above. The land of gold lies beyond. The spiral ahead loudly screeches. Although it has no eyes, it creaks to face you. I know that's a boss. Do I want to know what happens if I keep looking? The whirling spiral slows down, showing forgiveness. Reverence for a being of no significance is followed by a slight self-contempt. The spiral descended out of sight in the meantime. What kind of guy do you think I am?
어떻게 해내긴 했네요.
After defeating one or more enemies using an attack skill, gain +1 ego resource of that attack skill's affinity for the next turn start. Attack skill's affinity was Wrath, gain +1 ego resource for all affinities the ally has at the next turn start. Nice. Ooh. I like it. I like that one too. Oh shoot, I should have healed my team. It'll be fine. How bad could it be? I need to stop asking that. Oh, it could be worse. How? Could be raining. You gotta stop raising death flags, asking those questions. Oh, it could be worse. It'd be like, oh, I'll be right back.
사냥 시작.
What was with the sound like a can opening there? Oh, it's the last day of work at the security job. In 2 days, when I get married, I get to retire. Hopefully, nothing bad happens before then. I like that one line from The Simpsons. You know how it is. In a few days, was it? I'll get to just a week before retirement and then take a bullet and die. That's what we like to call retiring in the Force.
예술이 뭔지 보여주지. 아직 안 끝났어.
Yes. I would like to use that one. That one too, while I'm at it.
규정에 따라 실행합니다.
환상의 세계로 들어가보죠.
Nice trick.
아름답진 않네. 아름답진 않네.
Crap. Oh well. It's better with the zombies.
따라갈 준비는 끝났어.
Oh, they're about to be broken even flatter.
예술이 뭔지 보여주지.
I could just about spam. No envy. Oh well.
아름답진 않네. 기다려. 아직 안 끝나. 아름답진 않네.
Mop up the rest.
하우스트가 알아요.
알을 깨치기 위함이라.
Okay.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
다음 판단을 부탁합니다.
Nice. Why is it indicating no health? Oh. Boom. Yeah, I already have it. Okay, that's what I thought would happen.
명령에 따를게요. 효율적이라면.
Oh, thanks. Hope you enjoy your meal there, Jim and Jay.
금방 다녀올게. 금방 다녀올게. 이 정도야. 한 건 했다. 맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
했다. 맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
깔끔하게 물었군.
이 팀의 제 뒤로.
기다려. 아름답진 않네.
It's really not that good because I don't have any charge. I don't have any charge-based skills or anything. Isn't that the abnormality that had a really crappy ego gift? A field of white, yet somehow dark flowers is ahead. The sky is red, the air windy and bleak. One giant flower flutters amidst the field. It resembles a person waving from afar. Yes, it does. And we gotta pick you just for talking back to me like that. As you head for the giant flower, the smaller ones make way. They close up their petals as you pass, as if to bow down in respect. Once you're at the end, the giant flower drooped low to offer a present.
아름다운 작품을 하나 만들었지.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the really crappy ego gift that has been memed a lot. Oh. I think that'll do it. I've been crushing it so far. Hey. Slash, okay.
내가 나설 차례인가?
Oh, this is the boss battle?
금방 다녀올게. 거의 이 정도야.
기다려. 아직 안 끝났어.
제 뒤로. 이건 예상 못했나 봐.
너냐?
아름답진 않네.
이건 예상 못했나 봐.
Yeah, another SP is below 0 though.
신변 확보하겠습니다.
얘는 처리했고.
아름답진 않네.
이 정도야.
규정대로
Some boss fight that was. Eh. Oh. Heh. What's with all that? Emotional indolence to be pierced, emotional judgment? Emotional damage! I'm just about out of time, though.
하루가 저물어가는 동안 나는 그저 서 있.
Well, might as well raid out.
그대 드디어 목적지를 찾은 것이오.
Looks like Bunny Slays playing, was it Keep Talking and Nobody Blows Up with EP Panda. Yeah. As always, folks, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. And as always, peace I leave with you this day and all days.